When you live, work, or play near heavily traveled roads, you often hear noise from vehicle engines and tires. Generally, the closer you are to the road, the louder the sounds. MnDOT measures sound levels from roads in outside areas where there is frequent activity, like front or backyards, patios, and recreation areas. Noise specialists use these results to determine existing sound levels. Computer models are used to determine if there will be noise impacts in the future. We consider the position of natural and artificial physical features like buildings, homes, and other barriers. Noise walls and noise berms are kinds of barriers built along roads to reduce the sounds of traffic. Berms are mounds of earth that form a barrier between the road and adjacent properties. Noise walls are used more often because they require less space. When we consider a potential noise wall, we evaluate it for feasibility and reasonableness. We consider a noise wall feasible if there aren't any physical or safety reasons why it can't be built, and if the noise wall reduces noise by at least 5 decibels, and if at least one unit has a noise reduction of at least 7 decibels. If a wall is not feasible, then it is no longer considered. If a noise wall is feasible, then it must also be cost-effective. We consider a noise wall cost-effective if the wall costs no more than $43,500 per unit that will experience a 5 decibel or more reduction in noise. We have a noise wall voting process because some people want noise walls and some people don't. Once it is established that a noise wall is feasible and cost-effective, property owners and residents who receive at least 5 decibel reduction in sound can vote in favor of or against the wall. Each housing unit that receives a 5 decibel or more reduction of noise due to the noise wall is called a benefited unit and may vote on the outcome of the wall. The number of points given to each unit depends on how near the property is to the wall. If the property abuts a proposed noise wall, each benefited unit is allotted 6 points. The property owner has 4 points, and the resident has 2 points. If the property owner also occupies the home, that person gets all 6 points. If the property does not abut the noise wall, then each benefited unit gets a total of 3 points. The property owner gets 2 points, and the resident who lives in the unit gets 1 point. If the property owner lives in the unit, that person gets all 3 points. If the property is an apartment or condominium building, only residents with private outdoor balconies or patios and a potential noise reduction level of 5 or more decibels are eligible to vote. The property owner or homeowners association may get the owner's voting points for all eligible units. You can find more information about the unique voting scenarios by referring to our noise policy on the MnDOT website, www.dot.state.mn.us/environment/noise. Businesses, churches, and schools that would get at least 5 decibel noise reduction from the noise wall may also vote on the outcome of the noise wall. Eligible voters typically have 30 days to submit their votes. If we receive 50% or more of possible points from eligible voters after the first request for votes, the majority of points determine the outcome. If there is a tie vote, the wall is built. If we receive less than 50% of possible points after the first request for votes, we will mail a second ballot to eligible voters who did not vote. If we receive 25% or more of possible points after the second request for votes, the outcome is determined by the majority of votes received. If there is a tie vote, the noise wall is built. If we receive less than 25% of possible points after the second request for votes, then the noise wall is not built. We don't decide to build noise walls, the benefited neighborhoods do. We work with communities to help them decide if building a noise barrier fits their needs and values. For more information, visit the mndot website, www.dot.state.mn.us/environment/noise.